Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Haji from American Tungsten. Ali, you just had drill results again this morning. Let's start there.
Thanks, Tracy. Great to be here. Some of the big results that we're very encouraged by, about 31 feet at 0.48 tungsten oxide, and then you've got 1.84 ounce per ton silver. We've got 11 feet grading at 1%, and then 2.05% silver, 16.3 at 0.54 with 1.79 ounce silver. So the silver is being shown across the system, which of course reflects what the mineralogy is. It's a Moly Porphyry with Tungsten-Silver-Rich veins running through it. With silver running where it is and the price of molybdenum also climbing, it's a great sort of position to be in. Not only do we have some of the highest grade tungsten, but now we've got silver and moly to help offset our opex and hedge us against any decline in pricing for tungsten as well.
And of course, this morning we were talking about your road to production. You're well on your way to actually be producing in 2026, making you the first tungsten producer in the United States. Is that correct?
In terms of production, I want to be very clear. Production, when a mining company says they're in production, they've had two consecutive quarters of production and revenue. I have committed to being the first company to have product sale this year. I will rest or put everybody's sort of mind at ease by saying commercial production will occur in 27, but first product sale will certainly happen this year.
Okay, so first product sales, you're well on your way for 2026, correct?
Absolutely.
And of course, we were also discussing, the structure of the company. I think it's very competitive. So if you wouldn't mind hitting some of the high points for investors that are new to American
Mhm.
Tungsten.
Of course, we'll start with the high level of the actual company and asset. American Tungsten is focused on restarting the historic IMA mine in Idaho. It is a mine that was the fourth largest producer of tungsten up until about the late 50s. It's had over 400 million spent on it by various operators up until 2010, with over 57,000 feet drilled on it. We have done about 6,000 feet on the project now. We will complete 18,000 feet in our phase one drilling program. The intent for us, of course, is to be that first producer of tungsten in North America. In terms of the cap structure and the overall company, about 49 million shares out, so still very, very tight for a junior that has a line of sight on perhaps revenue at the end of this year. We've got very low options that have all been granted to board and management. We've completed two financings for a total of $25 million in the last 6 months with no warrants. So there is no overhang from any warrants. The cap stack consists of about 15% of institutional shareholders, with funds around the world that have participated, including the UK, Switzerland, Australia, and the United States. We've got about 7,400 US retail shareholders, roughly the same number in Canadian retail shareholders, about 18 million in the bank today, with a US 25.5 million LOI from Exim for us to draw down upon once our PA is in place at the end of March, early April.
And you recently acquired Viking Mines, which has been a very lucrative move for you. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, with American Tungsten, we're consistently and constantly looking for acquisition opportunities that meet the narrative of an organization that can be restarted, that is brownfield on a low capex to actually, bring production online sooner. And the way I see it is we have the potential to consolidate various small producers, but much like IMA, they will be mighty. When IMA's online producing 500 tons per day, it'll be 8% of US tungsten demand, 10% of US moly demand, and 350,000 ounces of silver per annum. So if we can replicate this low capex model across various mines, it's a way for us to succeed and for our shareholders to succeed. The investment in Viking was made as a result of seeing those characteristics and traits in the assets that Viking holds. And so what we've done here is bring ourselves optionality without allocating any human capital to the advancement of those projects, but gives those assets the opportunity to advance to a state where we might be considering them for acquisition. The investment we made has now doubled in terms of its value. So I think it's been a sound investment and a great result for our shareholders.
And so back to IMA Mine. I mean, in the last 7 news releases in the last, 45 days, you've had 5 news release updates about drilling and, for instance, underground sampling. Can you give us more depth into those results, please?
Mm-hmm. In 1979 to 1982, Inspiration, which was Anglo-American, did a number of channel and rock chip samples. We then replicated that. Of course, the market is aware that our intent is to de-risk via delineating and twinning the existing exploration program to come up with a resource that we believe to be commercially viable. Of course, we have our internal PEA study and our internal 3D geological models, but we've got to get it to a 4311 compliant state. The rock chip and channel samples that we did, the results that we received from them are significantly higher from what Inspiration had seen in 79 to 82. We've got well in excess of 1% tungsten, about 2.79 ounce silver, which is sort of the peak of it, but very exciting stuff. And the reason it's higher than what was done in 79 to 82 is, of course, assay techniques and technology has advanced. What we're seeing now from our press release as of this morning, again, is about 31 feet at 0.48 tungsten oxide, 1.84 silver, 11 feet at over 1%, so 1.08% tungsten oxide, and 2.05 ounce silver in AT2502, and then 16.3 feet at 0.54 with 1.79 ounce per ton silver at AT2503. So very encouraging results that will help support the definition of a mineral resource, an important step for us to restart the mine at IMA.
So what should we be looking forward to in this next quarter? I know you guys move incredibly fast at American Tungsten. Everybody get your pen out and get ready for this update. What's going on next?
The next pieces of the puzzle, of course, are additional assay results with respect to the drilling program, but importantly, the met testing. We've got 3 off-takers. We've actually just received interest from another, and they've all received samples from us, and they've gone off and assayed themselves. They've come back with some incredible numbers, and of course, when you send a sample, you want to send something that really tells the best story. And given we're not mining, is not representative of the entire ore body. But I would tell you that the results that we're seeing thus far, not only from the assays being received from our off-takers, but also the recoveries that we're now getting back are extremely encouraging. So once we've had that pass the QA/QC test, we will release the met testing. And then we've also got a couple of very important strategic or corporate updates. And those are TSX uplist as well as a US uplist strategy in Q2 this year. So stay tuned and look out for our updated resource and these major uplisting corporate strategy objectives being completed as well.
And for everybody out there going critical minerals, tungsten, we've discussed molybdenum, and we've also discussed silver. Please go to the American Tungsten website and subscribe to their latest updates. Thank you so much, Ali.
My pleasure.